Do you have a perfectly good rice cooker that served you well for years, but look what happens after a few years? The non-stick decides to come apart and leave you with not a very pleasant cooking experience on the bottom. So how do you go about fixing that? Well, I've got an idea. And here's the idea. Do you have somewhere in your barbecue collection one of these silicone barbecue sheets? I keep calling it a baking tray, but it's actually a silicone barbecue sheet. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out a disc the same size as the bottom of this, or as close as I can get to it, and I'm going to make some rice and just see what happens. Okay, it looks a bit rough, I know, and all I did was I just placed that over my original sheet, ran a knife around the outside of it and cut it out. And you'll notice that the sheet fits inside without going up the edges too much. Now it's just a matter of making the rice as you normally would. I wash my rice first, and then I put it in the rice cooker, turn it on, let it do its thing, and then I'll come back to it once it's cooked. Well, the rice is done, so let's just see how it worked out. All looks good so far. It's been sitting with the power off for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Did it stick? Ooh, you can see on the bottom that my non-stick silicone tray, has protected the bottom. So I will just come back in a few minutes when it's cooled off and try again. So the plan is to scrape the rice out onto my trusty pizza tray with some baking sheet on top. Then I'll pop that into the fridge to use it in fried rice tomorrow night. So it's had a few more minutes to cool off, and once again you can see that the rice is cooked. And the silicone tray underneath, the silicone baking tray, has not stuck to the bottom, and the rice has not stuck to the bottom. So I'll take some of this rice out so you can see what's going on. And the beauty of this is that I have a perfectly good rice cooker where the teflon on the bottom has deteriorated over the years, but I didn't want to throw it out. So now I have just used my silicone baking or barbecue tray, and I'll just show you how that looks. I'll just peel it off the bottom. No stick. And what's a baking tray worth? I've got to stop calling it a baking tray. It's actually the silicone barbecue sheet. I reckon that's a success. And it's probably a good time to clean it.